the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. So Kevin Naro on the call. That's going to be a leadoff batter. Haley Benya is going to get aboard on the E6. Let's meet the starting lineup for Joey Rios' club. Leading things off, Haley Benya swinging on the first pitch. She got aboard on the E6. Just like that, Lyford has a base runner. Batting second, Hannah Garza. Batting third, Jerica Rojas. Batting in the cleanup spot, Tiffany Alanis. Batting fifth, Michaela Lopez. That pitch missing for ball one. Batting sixth, Alyssa Garcia. Batting seventh, Mia Wettergrove. Batting eighth, Jessica Cruz. Batting ninth, Claire Gonzalez. That's the starting lineup for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for the final game of the afternoon. Garza pops this one up, making the grab for out number one for the Lady Rattlers. Tristan Maddox laying out, catching that ball. One down in the inning. This will be a tough challenge for Sharyland Lady Rattlers. So now digging in, Jerica Rojas. One down in the inning, third batter in the order. First pitch missing for ball one. Let's meet the starting defense for the Lady Rattlers. On the corners, Ariana Guerra starting at third base. Giselle Salinas as the starting first baseman. One ball, no strike to the batter, Rojas. Here's the 1-0. That one well outside for ball two. Isalas doing the catching tonight, or this afternoon rather, for Sharyland. Sophia Isalas doing the catching. Alyssa Silva in the circle doing the pitching for Sharyland. 2-0 pitch finds the strike zone for strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. To the batter, Rojas. Tristan Maddox, the shortstop. And Yesenia Rojas, the starting second baseman. That's the middle infield for the Lady Rattlers. 2-1 pitch on the way, 1 down. And a good eye there from Jerica Rojas for ball 3. Starting outfield, Lexi Murillo, the center fielder. Marisol Gonzalez out in left. And Giselle Medellin, the starting right fielder. That's the starting lineup defensively for the Sharyland Lady Rattlers. That pitch well outside. Not going to give anything to hit for Rojas. Runners first and second now. Rojas draws the walk. Tiffany Alanis comes to the plate. Benya led things off with the error from the shortstop. Hannah Garza grounded out, or rather she flew out to the shortstop, Maddox. Now the left-handed hitting Tiffany Alanis comes to the plate. Lyford right off the bat has runners on first and second with 1 down. That pitch in for a called strike. Alanis caught looking at that one. Be sure to follow us on the social media sites at Rio Sports Live on Twitter and Instagram. Give us a like on Facebook, Rio Sports Live. Ground ball back up the middle. That's going to score 1 run. That's going to be an RBI single for Tiffany Alanis. Benya came around to score. Rojas will be on second. RBI base knock for Alanis. And it's a 1-0 Lyford lead. Runners on first and second with 1 down in the inning. The batter now, Michaela Lopez. Special thank you to our sponsors this afternoon. Reliable electric company specializing in commercial retail trouble calls, quality work at a fair price. Duto Gonzalez came by earlier this morning. Feels like a long time ago. Came by to sponsor the tournament, the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. That pitch high. Napa Auto and Truck Parts. Open 7 days a week. Free delivery, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Along with city taxi cabs in Port Isabel, South Padre Island. Clean, prompt, and courteous. City cabs servicing the whole Laguna Madre area. That pitch outside. Oh, called for a strike. I thought that would have been called for a ball, but that caught the outside corner of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. From Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, South Padre Island, clean, prompt, and courteous. City taxi cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre Island. Special thank you to our sponsors. That pitch missing. And the final game of the afternoon on the slate, Game 4. There will be a 6 o'clock game, but we're going to call it a day here on Real Sports Live. Rivera and Sinton will be going at it at 6 o'clock. A swing and a miss for a strikeout. Kayla Lopez goes down swinging. 2 down in the inning. Alyssa Garcia now comes to the plate. Approach the 4 o'clock hour. And runners on first and second for Lyford. The pitch in for a called strike 1. Again, the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. Shout out to Coach Joey Rios, who joined us on the broadcast earlier today. That was during the Rivera Sharyland game. Just got to catch up and talk softball. That pitch missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Now you're starting to feel the breeze, and it is getting a little chilly. Again, clear blue skies today in Port Isabel. Not sure where that one missed, but it's a called ball on the outer half of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Garcia. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Real Sports Live. Day 1 of the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. It's in for strike 2. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Garcia. Wettergrove in the on-deck circle. Rojas on second. Alanis on first. Gets the ball in play. Picked and over to first. Not in time. Safe at first, and the bases are going to be loaded. Garcia legged out that infield hit. Now bases full of Lady Bulldogs. Now a chance for Mia Wettergrove, the sophomore. She was our Hacienda She Has It player of the game earlier today. 3 innings of a perfecto. Only faced 9 batters. But nonetheless, anytime you can retire 9 batters, all 9 batters you face, and you strike out 6 of them, pretty good. Wettergrove fouls that one off. For the first strike, 2 outs in the inning. If you're Sharyland, if you can get out of this inning unscathed and only allowing 1 run, I think you'd have to like what you see. Kind of just limiting the damage, so to speak. Lyford, on the other hand, looking to lay the hammer early. Wettergrove chops that one foul. She falls behind in the count quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Wettergrove got the start In game one, Jericho Rojas will toe the rubber, coming off her no-hitter on Tuesday against Raymondville. She got the start at third base in their first game earlier today. We'll run down the schedule tomorrow. I'll be in Los Fresnos. We'll crack that down and talk about what's to come in these next 24 hours. Wedegrove shot to third base, and the Lady Rattlers are going to get out of the jam, only allowing one midway through the first. Lyford leads 1-0. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
Collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering. Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillos Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen. Located at 1010 South Loop 499, Platillos Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live, bottom of the first inning. Coming to you live from Port Isabel, Texas. Day one of the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. Kevin Nara on the call. Bert Ruiz to my far right. He's about in left center, more or less. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Sharyland Lady Rattlers. Leading off, Ariana Guerra. Batting second, Sofia Isalas. Batting third, Lexi Murillo. Batting fourth, Tristan Maddox. Batting fifth, Alyssa Silva. Batting sixth, Star Fonseca. Batting seventh, Giselle Salinas. Batting eighth, Maricel Gonzalez. And batting ninth, Giselle Merlin. It's the starting lineup for the Sharyland Lady Rattlers. Towing the rubber for Lyford, senior Jericho Rojas, Jessica Cruz doing the catching, Mia Wedegrove in center. That's up the middle for the Lyford Lady Bulldogs. Guerra digs in, facing Rojas. And the righty deals. First pitch in for a called strike one. Again, Jericho Rojas got the start at third base. Their first game earlier this afternoon. Excuse me, at third base. But I wouldn't doubt it if Jericho had to slide over to first. I'm sure she could play it. Guerra hacks at it and missed. No balls, two strikes. Alyssa Garcia, the second baseman. Hannah Garza, the shortstop. That's the middle infield. Here's the 0-2. Rojas delivers. This one's swung on. This one's up. And making the catch out in left field is Michaela Lopez. Wedegrove, the center fielder. Michaela Lopez out in left. And over in right field is Claire Gonzalez. Gonzalez, Wedegrove, and Lopez, the outfield for Joey Rios' club, and one down in the inning. First pitch missing for ball one. Islas. Sophia East lost the batter. Swing and a miss on the changeup there from Rojas. Here's the 1-1. And another swing and miss. Be sure to follow us on the social media sites at Rio Sports Live on Instagram and Twitter. Give us a follow there. Like us on Facebook, Rio Sports Live. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rojas spins and delivers. Called strike 3, outside part of the plate for the strikeout. 2 down in the inning. So again, this is the final game on the Rio Sports Live slate. But again, there will be one more ball game this afternoon at 6 o'clock. Sinton and Rivera will be doing battle. And again, 90-minute games. Lexi Murillo, the batter. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Rojas delivers. And a swing and a miss. And again, Lyford was able to get runners on the base pass, but only were able to muster up 1 run. Lyford picked up a win earlier today. They took on Port Isabel to kick off tournament action at 10 o'clock a.m. Rojas fires in a strike. 2 up, 2 down. Wetter Grove playing straight up. 1-2, swung on, popped up. And there to make the grab for out number 3. We are through 1. Lyford 1, Sharyland nothing. You're watching Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past?
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live, top of the second inning. First pitch in for a called strike 1. Eight, 9-1, the order due up. Jessica Cruz leading things off, the starting catcher for the Lady Bulldogs. Bottom half of the order. That pitch just missing for ball 1. Count runs even, 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. That pitch well outside for ball 3. Annie Kay for the Sinton Lady Pirates was named the Hacienda She Has It Player of the Game. Top of the order, collected a pair of hits. 31 the count. That pitch well upstairs for ball 4. Cruz draws the leadoff walk. Claire Gonzalez now the batter. That pitch high and away for ball 1. Trying to bunt this one down. It'll roll foul for a strike. 9-1 to the order due up. Gonzalez batting 9th in the order. And one thing you see there is what Coach Joey Rios mentioned earlier on the broadcast, with a team trying to implement the small ball game. And you're really utilizing their speed with Gonzalez, Pena, and Garza. 9-1-2. And Claire Gonzalez, you know, it's not a bad thing that you're batting 9th in the order. I batted 9th in the order when I played baseball. I either batted 9th or I batted 1st, leadoff. Because in a sense, things like that happen. I'll get to that in just a second. As soon as I fill out this scoreboard here, now that Lyford has runners on 1st and 2nd, with nobody down. So, I was at Rio Hondo's practice yesterday, and I was watching the left-handed batters bunt. They were working on bunting, and I just remembered as a hitter, as Haley Pena, another speedster, digs into the box, I remember as a hitter, your right hand was always your steering wheel when you were laying down the bunt. You want to bend your knees, keep your eyes on the ball. That one's popped up, and into shallow center field. That's going to be a base hit. Bases are going to be loaded, and this is where they can hurt you. You go leadoff walk. Gonzalez gets aboard with a base hit the other way. Pena, a simple little Texas leaguer, and all of a sudden bases loaded, nobody down, and you're looking at Hannah Garza, Jericho Rojas due up next. Take Hannah Garza for example, batter hitting from the left-handed side of the plate. As a hitter, you know, when I played, I always tried pulling the ball and never exactly knew how to hit to the opposite field. I could bunt really well and bunt down the third base line for a hit almost every time. But until I learned how to hit opposite field, I'd look for middle away, just throw the hands out there, get on base, base hit it the other way. That's what Claire Gonzalez did. She just poked that one the other way, beautiful hand work, just threw the hands out there, let the hands do the work. Hitters like that is what can really make a lineup scary, because you can utilize your speed, because then you can open up your game as a hitter. Because what I did was I would look up over at the third baseman. If the third baseman was playing up, I'm just going to look for something middle away and poke that one to the opposite field. Cruz comes in to score. It's 2-0 Lyford. Everyone will move up a base. Runners now on 2nd and 3rd. Cruz to score. Gonzalez to 3rd. Mena on 2nd. Hannah Garza at the plate. She's ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Then you'd look up at the third baseman. If he's playing back, you're bunting. I'm bunting all day. And then especially if you had a left-handed pitcher, of course in baseball, you know, in baseball, softball, the same thing. If you have a left-handed pitcher, you got to field the ball, turn around and make the throw. No timeout on the field. Just different things that you look at for a pitcher. And then of course you bat, like I said, I'd bat ninth in the order. Find a way to get on, then you flip the lineup over to the top half of the order. You know, and you can really make some things happen. You put the ball in play, you force the defense to make moves. And as a hitter, you become pretty dangerous, because then you, like I said, you open up your game. And it's just a matter of where you see that third baseman line up. If they're going to creep up on you, just throw those hands out, hit it to the opposite field. If they're going to play back, you can bunt all day. There's another slap the other way. Anna Garza tried going opposite field with that one, has the right idea. You know, you get to use your legs is the thing, especially with someone who has speed. Put the ball on the ground, use your legs. You're not going to hit home runs. Don't try and hit home runs, because everyone can pull it, sure, but when you can learn how to master you hitting it the other way, just as simple as tee work. That's how I learned how to do it. That's inside for ball 4. Garza will draw the walk. Oh, now bases full of Lady Bulldogs. They've loaded the bases back-to-back innings. Garza with the walk. This brings up Jerica Rojas. And a scary opportunity here for the Lady Bulldogs. Sharyland's going to have to be careful here. They pitched her conservatively the last time up. Silva delivers the first pitch outside for ball 1. They didn't want any part of Jerica. They pitched away from her. Now you don't have a choice. You have the bases loaded, nobody out. Now you're starting to see the infield play in on the dirt, just about a step or two in. Outfield playing straight up. Here's the 1-0. Nobody down to Rojas. Silva kicks and delivers. Swung on right back to Silva. Best case scenario there. Get the force out at home. Over to first. And in time for the double play. Big 2 outs there for Sharyland. They get the force out at home. They get Rojas on the double play. So now 2 down in the inning. And again, all of a sudden, you know, you were looking at a big inning. First pitch low, now to the lefty Tiffany Alanis. Runners on second and third. Silva got exactly what the doctor ordered, and I was about to say, best case scenario is you get a chopper to one of your infielders, you go home for the forced play at home. All you have to do is tag the plate. That pitch outside for ball 2. Silva falling behind in the count to the batter, Alanis. Lyford did get a run. They do lead 2-0. Both runners in scoring position with Alanis at the plate. Good situational defense there from Sharyland. That pitch missing for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to count. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Reliable Electric Company, specializing in commercial and residential trouble calls. Quality work at a fair price. Tutu Gonzalez, our sponsor here today. Napa Auto and Truck Parts. City Taxi Cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre Island. Clean, prompt, and courteous. That pitch is upstairs for ball 4. And again, another bases loaded opportunity. With 2 down in the inning. Alanis draws the walk. Here comes Michaela Lopez. City Cabs servicing the whole Laguna Madre area from Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, South Padre Island. City Cabs, clean, prompt, and courteous. Shout out to the sponsors here this afternoon for the Port Isabel Los Fresnos tournament. Ground ball to the shortstop, flips it over to second, and in time for the 6-4 putout. Dodging a bullet there. Midway through the second inning, Lyford leads 2-0 here on Rural Sports Live.
How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, forever memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering. Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillos Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillos Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Bottom of the second inning from a beautiful afternoon here in Port Isabel, Texas. First pitch swinging. That's going to fall in for a base hit. That's a leadoff single for Tristan Maddox. First pitch swinging. So Maddox leading things off. After Sharyland was retired in order 1, 2, 3, Maddox leads things off. Alyssa Silva now digs into the box. And there will be no bid for a no-hitter for Rojas here this afternoon. She went 8 innings. 8 straight innings of no-hit softball. Of course, she had that no-hitter on Tuesday against Lyford, then retired the side in order in the first inning. Silva digs in. Maddox aboard on first. Rojas delivers. That pitch fouled back for a strike. So a shout out to Coach Dana Wise and Tracy Blackman for hosting this tournament, and a shout out to Coach Wise for allowing us to park back here in his backyard and center field. Got my car right behind me. Bert has his. He's to my far right running the camera, and a beautiful view. Debbie Esparza came by earlier. I was going to have her on, but she was out. She was patrolling, watching the kids. They came out to scout the Sinton Port Isabel game, and Debbie Esparza came by just to have a quick chat. You know, her and I had a good conversation yesterday or last night rather, about softball and all these coaches that have call them pioneers, pioneer of the game, swing and a miss for the strikeout. One down in the inning. So you get a leadoff single, and you get the wrath of Jerica Rojas there. She strikes out the next batter, Silva. Starfonseca now the batter. Talking about Elias Martinez, Richard Tressler, Judy Smith over at Harlingen South, and just some of the more iconic names when it comes to softball in the Rio Grande Valley. Debbie Esparza told me 93, and Joey Rios and I had the conversation that we believe it was 93, and Coach Mario Rodriguez over at Westlaco did text me last night that he also believes 1993 was the first year that softball was sanctioned as a sport by UIL in the Valley. The 0-1 pitch upstairs for strike one, and that was a pretty cool story out. Debbie Esparza just said that she was in that meeting when they said, hey, softball is now a sport, so go build a program. So, both Harlingen, Weslaco, San Benito, the first couple of programs. And of course, then came Edinburgh North. I did a story on Coach Richard Tressler last night. It'll be coming out in our tab. That'll be printing in about a week. Rojas fires that one. Alanis is there to make the grab, 2 down in the inning. On the F3, if you're keeping book at home, Giselle Salinas now the batter. Coach Richard Tressler has been there for all 24 years of the program. And the Lady Cougars have made the playoffs for 20 straight years under Tressler. Salinas digs in, 2 down in the inning. First pitch fired in for a called strike 1. Tressler had mentioned that they went 3-16 his first year, and then the next 2 years they lost a pair of play-in games. Swing and a miss, first strike 2. Since the 2003, the spring of 2003, Edinburgh North has not missed the playoffs. They're in it every year. 10 by-district titles, 6 district championships, 4 Sweet 16 appearances. That pitch high and upstairs for ball 1. Coach Richard Tressler is also approaching career win 500. He's currently sitting at 495. They got a win against Rio Hondo on Monday. That's why I got the interview in with Coach Tressler. So, swing and a miss for the strikeout. We'll talk more about Coach Tressler and what's coming up in our tab when we return. We are through 2. Lyford leads 2-0 on Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day.
Welcome back to the action on Rio Sports Live. I had to go and grab my hoodie. I finally gave in. First pitch missing for ball 1. Wind's starting to pick up. Getting a little chilly. It's 4:30 on my watch. 6, 7, 8, the order due up for Lyford. Alyssa Garcia leading things off. That pitch missed for ball 1. Or rather ball 2, excuse me. That pitch outside for ball 3. Count runs, 3 balls, no strikes. Alyssa Garcia, 1 for 1 on the afternoon. Got on a single, stranded at first, back in the first inning. pitch in for a called strike one. Good pitch from Silva to avoid walking the leadoff batter. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. 3-1 on the way. Ground ball to the right side. 4-3 put out. 1 up, 1 down. First pitch high for ball 1. Batter is Mia Weddegrove. And you gotta love the chants, especially this time of year. The softball chants coming from the kids. Weddegrove, the batter. Fouling that one back. I think that's probably one thing I will miss as far as covering the softball games. When I was at the Star, I always covered the games from the dugout, and I would always have to take pictures at the game as well. But I enjoyed watching the games from the dugout because that's where everything's at. You get a feel for the game, you get a feel for the energy. You're right there, front and center. And of course, as media, you have the option of sitting in the press box, which most media members do. Swing and a miss from Weddegrove. Not just in softball and football, basketball. I always, when I shoot pictures, I choose to sit on the baseline. Volleyball on the baseline or sometimes next to the bench. You just get a different feel for the game, but especially in a game like softball where you're in the dugout and you just have that feel for the game. And I know some folks also like to just sit in the stands and they'll just keep their notes, but not me. I like to be front and center and involved and getting a real good grasp of the game. Also have to take pictures too, but either way, before I started taking pictures, I enjoyed covering games, especially in football, covering games from the sidelines. That's one thing I'm going to have to get used to, is now I'm going to be calling the games. Weddegrove with ground ball to the third base side. Strong throw across the diamond for the 5-3 putout. Silva retires the first 2 batters she faced. This brings up Jessica Cruz. Football, I was always on the sidelines, especially in a game like football too. Football and softball in particular. In football, you get to be on the sidelines and really get to catch the anger of some players and coaches, the wrath, so to speak. It's 2 down in the inning. Cruz the batter. First pitch outside for ball 1. But yeah, you can hear the chants from here. And of course, we'd be here all day if we tried debating on who has the loudest chants. In Lyford, I don't think they carry the drumsticks. I haven't seen it yet, unless they're saving that for district play, but I know there's some teams that do like to carry the drumsticks, and some have even had drums. Or they just flip the bucket upside down and they'll be banging on it with the drumsticks. But nonetheless, the chants, one of the more enjoyable parts of the sport. That pitch in for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter, Cruz. Nobody on the base paths for Lyford. 2-0 game. Sharyland really just 1 hit away from getting back into this ball game. They're in it right now, but they can get some runners on and collect a couple of hits together. They'll be right back in it. That pitch missing upstairs for ball 3. Let's take a peek at what's coming tomorrow on Rio Sports Live as far as the softball goes. I will be at Los Fresnos, Bert Ruiz and myself. Tomorrow we'll start bright and early. And a big swing and miss from Cruz. The count will run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 10 a.m. Rio Hondo versus Sinton right out of the gate. A playoff rematch from last year. We saw Rio Hondo beat the Lady Pirates. That was in the by-district round. 3-2 payoff pitch on the way from Silva. Spins and delivers. Cruz pops this one up. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We'll give you our schedule for tomorrow. Middle of the third, Lyford 2, Sharyland nothing on Rio Sports Live.
From the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, forever memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Casa Engineering. Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillos Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillos Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Bottom of the third inning. 8-9-1, the order due up for the Lady Rattlers. Marisol Gonzalez, Giselle Medellin, and back to the top of the order, Ariana Guerra. Jericho Rojas back in the circle. Lady Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead. Their final game of the day. And they'll turn in and then prepare for tomorrow's slate of games. So where we will be tomorrow, we're going to get that schedule for you right here. Rojas jumps ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Friday at Los Fresnos, 10 a.m. Rio Hondo versus Sinton. Again, that was a rematch from last year's by-district round. 12 o'clock matchup, Los Fresnos and Sharyland. And at 2 o'clock, 3 pitches, and Rojas gets the strikeout for out number 1. Lyford and Rio Hondo at 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Sharyland versus Sinton, then 6 o'clock, Los Fresnos versus Lyford. That's the schedule for tomorrow. Michaela Lopez in left field. Clary Gonzalez in right field. And Mia Wettergrove right in front of us here in center field. Starting outfield for the Lady Bulldogs, in case you're just tuning in. Haley Peñas, the third baseman. Tiffany Alanis over at first. Alyssa Garcia, the second baseman. And Hannah Garza, the starting shortstop. That pitch outside for ball 1. Jessica Cruz doing the catching. Jericho Rojas in the circle for the Lady Bulldogs. That pitch fouled back for strike number 2. One, 2 on the way. Rojas spins this one. pop up right back to Jericho Rojas. She'll call her own number for out number 2. Shout out to all the fans tuning in. Richard Garcia says, "Go Bulldogs, go." Roger Francis. Top of the order, Ariana Guerra in the box. Maya Gonzalez says, "Go Lady Dogs." Anissa Romo Rios, Coach Joey Rios' wife, she's tuning in. Shout out to her. That one's fouled off. Oh, Maida Gonzalez says the drumsticks were out Tuesday against Raymondville. Well, that's the first. I didn't see them when they were out at the Mission tournament. I did not see them when they played Rio Hondo. So I guess it's depending on what if they feel like bringing out the drumsticks. Strike 3 and a quick 1-2-3 inning. Sharyland goes down in order. We are through 3 as we head to the 4th inning. Lyford 2, Sharyland nothing. You are watching Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Welcome back to the action on Rio Sports Live. Top of the 4th inning. Coming to you live from Port Isabel High School. And again, a shout out to Coach Dano Wise and Tracy Blackman for hosting this tournament. Coach Wise for letting us come out here and camp out in center field. Top of the 4th inning, 9-1-2. The order due up for Lyford. A big thank you to our sponsors, City Taxi Cabs in Port Isabel and South Padre Island. City Taxi Cabs servicing the whole Laguna Madre area from Laguna Vista, Port Isabel, and South Padre Island. Clean, prompt, and courteous. First pitch missing for a ball. Along with Reliable Electric Company, Dudu Gonzalez. Napa Auto and Truck Parts, open 7 days a week, free delivery from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That pitch misses for ball 2. New pitcher in the game for the Lady Rattlers here in the 4th inning. Yesenia Rojas, now the pitcher. That's going to be a hit by pitch. So the leadoff batter is going to be on. Claire Gonzalez was hit by the pitch. Back to the top of the order. Haley Pena with a runner on first. Nobody down. Top of the 4th. 2-0 Lyford with the lead. And that's going to be a pass ball. Gonzalez is going to be standing up on second base. 1 ball, no strikes to count. That pitch swung on, picked by the shortstop over to second, and the runner sliding back into second safely is Gonzalez. Almost got caught in a pickle there. Maddox, the shortstop, had a play, was just keeping an eye on the runner. Benya will be aboard on first on the fielder's choice. This brings up Hannah Garza. That pitch and the dirt, it gets away, and both runners will advance. Now runners are on second and third. Garza, the batter, ahead in the count early. 1 ball, no strikes. Garza batting from the left-handed side of the plate. And lays down the bunt, but it rolls foul. Again, we are coming to you live from Port Isabel, Texas. On a beautiful afternoon. Again, it was chilly this morning. I made the drive out here. That pitch upstairs for a ball. Now the throw back to third and not in time. Gonzalez slides back safely. Lyford has runners on second and third. Nobody down in the inning. Garza, the batter. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Jericho Brojas in the on-deck circle. You can bet she's itching to get back in that box. Had an opportunity in her last at-bat. Grounded into that double play. That pitch high and tight. Brojas went to the plate with no outs, bases loaded. Ended up grounding into a double play. 31's the count. Rojas delivers. That pitch just a bit outside for ball 4. Same song, different verse for Rojas. She has another opportunity here with the bases juiced, nobody down. Rojas versus Rojas here. Catcher-pitcher combination. First pitch. In for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to the batter, Rojas. Bases full of Lady Bulldogs. 2-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Rojas kicks and delivers. She gets ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Throw back to second, not in time. Shout out to Bert Ruiz here to my right. Manning the camera. Here's the 0-2. Big spot here for the Lady Rattlers with nobody down. Rojas rips this one down the third base line, but foul. Coach Rios had to quickly get out of the way of that one. Swung on, base hit into left field. 1 run will score. Rios sending in the 2nd run. No play at the plate. 2-run single for Jericho Rojas, and it's 4-0 Lyford. Runners now on first and second. This brings up Tiffany Alanis. Garza on second. Rojas on first. Now here's another ground ball and a 4-3 putout. Alanis retired on one pitch, but the runners will advance. Garza slides over to third. Rojas to second. This brings up Michaela Lopez. Second and third now. One down in the inning. Not the worst out, but again, not ideal for your cleanup hitter. You get to move the runners over with one down, but this sets up for your fifth batter. Michaela Lopez takes the first pitch for a called ball one. Alyssa Garcia in the on-deck circle. Big swing and miss. Count will run even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That pitch missing for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Runners on second and third. Garza on third, Rojas on second. Lopez at the plate. She's 0 for 2, struck out in the first. Grounded out in the second, 1 down in the inning. A lot going on here at the high school. To my right's the football field. There's some soccer teams practicing out. Hard shot to the shortstop, Maddox. Fires over to first. And in time for the 6-3 put out, sliding safely into third is Rojas. Paul gets past the third baseman. Rojas will be the second run to come across and score. Maddox made the nice play on the 6-3 putout of Lopez. Garza came home to score on the putout. And Rojas followed on the throw that got past the third baseman. Now Alyssa Garcia comes to the plate with 2 down. That pitch upstairs for ball 1. Ariana Guerra, the third baseman, tried to get in that one across the diamond. Got the throw over from first. It was an errant throw. And the runner's going to be safe on first. Is Alyssa Garcia. Called that an E3. And the inning will continue. Mia Wettergrove will now come to the plate. Wettergrove digs in. First pitch swinging, Wettergrove. This one's going to be into the gap and extra bases. Garcia is going to come around to score. Wettergrove rounding second, headed for third. The relay not in time. Stand-up triple for the sophomore, Mia Wettergrove. Lyford extends their lead. Now time on the field. Some substitutions in for Coach Rios' club. Jessica Cruz scheduled to come to the plate. So time was called on the field because Rios making a change here in the lineup. Adele Rojas will come into the game batting for Jessica Cruz. Batting 8th in the order. First pitch in for a called strike 1. 2 down in the inning, 7-0 Lyford with the lead. Rojas in the circle. Rojas, base hit. Left center field, that's going to be an RBI single for Rojas. Steps in, gets an RBI single. It's 8-0 Lyford. Weathergrove comes in to score after that RBI triple. This brings up Claire Gonzalez. Two down in the inning. 8-0 Lyford with the lead. First pitch in for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 on the way. Swung on back to the pitcher. Rojas goes over to first and in time for the 1-3 putout. Lady Bulldogs bat around. Midway through the fourth, 8-0 Lyford leads on Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering Civil and Structural Associates. Located at 1117 Stewart Place Road in Harlingen, sponsoring tonight's game is Scassa Engineering. Sponsoring tonight's game is Platillos Mexican Restaurant in Harlingen, located at 1010 South Loop 499. Platillos Mexican Restaurant, where good people meet good food.
It's Truck Month at Hacienda Ford, and we're asking for your vote. Blue Truck stands for 4x4 off-roading, outdoor living at its best. Red Truck stands for hitting the job site with all your tools. It's the right truck for the working man. So where do you stand? Right now, you could lease the all-new, completely redesigned 2020 Ford Explorer for just $384 a month. Drive a beautiful new 2020 Explorer. Vote Ford. Vote Hacienda.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Welcome back to Rio Sports Live. Bottom of the fourth inning. Rojas fires that first pitch missing for ball 1. Mariana Guerra, top of the order for the Lady Rattlers, digs in. That one fouled back for strike one. That one again fouled back for strike number two. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. That pitch missing outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So be sure to follow us on the social media sites. At Rio Sports Live on Twitter and Instagram. Give us a like on Facebook, Rio Sports Live. That pitch upstairs. Leadoff walk, first walk issued by Rojas here in the 4th inning. Sofia Islas. Swing and a miss for strike one on the first pitch. Again, there's another soccer practice here to my left. Another swing and miss for strike two. Coach Strunk still on campus. 5 o'clock hour. Coming back out to check out some of the softball action. Ground ball in the gap. It's going to be a base hit. Runners on first and second for Sharyland. First 2 runners on. Lexi Murillo now the batter, batting third in the order. Nobody down in the inning. A big spot here for Sharyland if they're going to want to generate some offense. That pitch misses for ball one. One ball, no strikes the count. Runners on first and second. That pitch in for a called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. The 1-1. That pitch well upstairs. Rojas quickly fires over to second. Just try and catch the runner napping. Good idea from Rojas. That's in for a called strike two. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. One down in the inning. Runners still on second and third. So Murillo led things off with a walk. Rojas pumps in a strike. Tristan Maddox got aboard on the single. Alyssa Silva just struck out. Star Fonseca now the batter. Giselle Salinas in the on-deck circle. Here's the 0-1. Rojas catches the outside corner for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down in the inning. Big swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 down now in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts after Rojas walked the leadoff batter, then surrendered a base hit to Maddox. Since then, she's retired 2 straight via the strikeout. Giselle Salinas due up in the order, but looks like the Lady Rattlers are going to make a little roster move here. New batter in, number 2, Jaylene Medellin. Medellin digs in for the first time. First pitch away for ball 1. One 0 on the way. High and inside. Ball 2. Here's the 2-0. So again, the final game on the schedule here on Rio Sports Live. Final game coming up, Sinton and Rivera. That's a 6 o'clock start, but this is the final game for us on the schedule. Medellin thought she had ball 4. But Rojas painted that outside corner for strike 1. Still behind in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Rojas gets back into the count. Count runs full. Runners still on first and second. Called strike 3. How about that? Rojas fell behind in the count, 3 balls, no strike, then came back to get the next 3 strikes. We've played 4. Oh, that's going to be the ball game. 8-0, your final score. Did not see the umpire. Forgive me. Did not catch the umpire.